Alright, hello everyone, Busy Gamer Dad back again. I'm going to be picking up where we left off with our triangle strategy playthrough. We just defeated Laura, not by the skin of our teeth, but we definitely lost a few people. We have a bunch of side quests that we can do, and we're going to explore those together today. This may be a more plot-filling episode, so we had, I think it was 4 episodes. It might have broken it out into 4 episodes of battle, and now we're going to probably have this episode be plot and character development, etc., etc. So come along with me on the adventure. I'm having a great time with this. Hopefully you are too. I am looking to try and finish this game up as quickly as possible, but I know that these side quests can add quite a bit of length to it, and I'm here for it. I enjoy the voice acting very much. I enjoy the story so far. So without any further ado, we'll do our dad joke. Why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road? Because it got stuck in the cracks. There you go. Alright, so we're gonna just go left to right. Telior Streets. Tidings of Wolfort's triumph against all odds and survival of Prince Roland come in on the wings of a bird. Let's see what they have to say for themselves. Telior wanted to help us, but they didn't? No, I don't know. Telior was just waiting to see.
House Wolfort triumphed?
I like to think that we did.
Yes, my lord. The Archduke's army has already withdrawn to the Crown City. That said, it would seem the Wolfort army suffered significant casualties.
We did suffer a little bit. We did.
Did it now?
Oh, don't tell me you're going to try and come in.
It is not as if I entirely failed to consider the possibility of an Esfrosty defeat. And yet, it is hardly an ideal development.
He's got such
Wolfort may have won the
land.
battle, but can they win the war?
And every time we see him, he's by a different waterfront.
My lord?
Ready a bird. I have a missive that needs sending.
And we don't know what
As you command.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was one down. That was pretty quick. Side quest tidings of how Wolfort's triumph against all odds. So Falks streets. Oh, Falks. That's where the battle birds were. Where Huette is from.
I bring good news, my lord.
Bring good news, man. I wonder if this mattered what order we picked them.
Esfrost army marched on Castle Wolfort in an attempt to seize the prince. But they were roundly defeated by House Wolfort's forces and retreat to the Crown City as we speak.
Roundly defeated.
Joyous tidings indeed. I knew the Wolforts wouldn't let us down.
Oh, I wonder.
I'm also pleased to report that Prince Roland is unscathed.
I wonder what would have happened if we used the fire traps. That would have changed the dialogue.
It would seem young Sarah Noah is more than capable of carrying on Lord Seymour's legacy.
Triumph as they did, they still suffered considerable casualties in the battle. It is more than likely that Esfrost is already preparing for a second attack.
Very well. Take stock of our own forces and determine how many men we can send to House Wolfort's aid while retaining enough for our own protection.
Yes, my lord.
It is time to take a stand. If the 3 high houses come together as one, I am certain we will prevail.
Fox wanted to help us, but they really didn't. Like, none of the houses helped us. And then this is Sorsley's. Sorsley and Hyzant's Minister of Salt ponders House Wolfort's improbable victory. Improbable. They all say it just couldn't be done.
To be quite frank, I underestimated House Wolfort's strength. To think they were capable of driving off the Esfrosty army forces like that.
Yeah,
I suspect the outcome came as a surprise to the Archduke as well.
Yeah, without setting our entire village on fire.
And yet, something tells me Wolfort's victory is more than a fluke.
I shall keep that in mind.
Still, this development is to our advantage. This will only make it easier to carry out our plans.
Just so, Your Excellency. Everything is proceeding as you anticipated.
Yes, we shall have our way. It is but a matter of time.
It's very Game of Thrones in some ways, or very, Renaissance era, feudal era, politician skullduggery and strategism, etc. Let's see here. Before I go into the main quest, I did want to check out my roster. I'm going to the encampment. So in between recordings, I went through and I did some mock battles and things like that to get some resources, get some money, and see what I could get. If you're not doing these, here's a pro tip, I guess you would say, or a tip from my understanding of this. These mental mock battles on the one tab where it has a little wedge. If you're doing these, you're getting limited resources and limited experience and gains, but they're very pointed, and you do get a lot of rewards from doing them. So these are worth it, but these are traditionally, it seems, a lot easier to accomplish and complete. Now the story battles, when I went through, I actually replayed the General Avlora battle. I almost lost it the second time through. Like, I had only Benedict left, and I had him running for his life from Avlora, just throwing fire crystals and water crystals and wind crystals at Avlora to finally get her down and defeat her. So at the end of it, though, I got like $5,000 and a bunch of resources and things like that. So and throughout the fight, I think there was a lot more level up gain for or experience gain for my party members. So the mental mock battles are meant to be very focused and a lot easier. Like, I banged out like 3 or 4 battles in like 10 minutes just to, try out different party configurations and to grow my resources. But they were, again, relatively easier. I wasn't gaining very much experience from them. Now, the story mode battles, replaying those that are more level appropriate, they do require thought and they do require planning. And if you are not careful, you will lose. So I also don't know, and maybe you guys can let me know in the comments if you happen to know, if I go into that story mode battle and I activate the statues, does that change anything in the story? I wouldn't think it does. I think my path would be pretty locked because in here you can see path traveled, and this tells you the decisions you've made, whether they be left or right, on this chart right here. So I would think that it does not affect it, but you'll have to let me know if you do happen to know the answer, if you tried that out, or if I'm just, spouting things off. The next thing is Julio. My guy Julio here, he is like a sleeper, really great character. He does a lot of melee damage, and he can, he's like Benedict in a simpler way, where Benedict buffs my party members. He more gives them TP, or talent points to action points to do their abilities more often, and then he also, when he gets a kill, he recovers a TP for himself too. So he's really, actually, I think, somebody I'm going to try and maybe lean into incorporating a little bit more in the future for my fights. I would love to get Eanes in there a little bit more, just because he's an engineer, and the spring traps I think are really useful, depending on the certain fights and everything like that. But you can see that I got a few more levels since the last time we played, and I'll continue to do that off screen because I don't want to bore you guys with that. The next few things that I'm going to talk about here, just so you see them real quick, is I bought a few of these items in here for my own usage and everything like that. I don't know if I want to. Well, I mean, I might as well. No, I'm going to hold on to them. So, I was getting sidetracked. The last time, before we did the battle with Avlora, we upgraded Serenoa to a sword fighter. As you can see here, we have quite a few people that are ready to be upgraded. Roland's weapon is at tier 2, while so there's also a level upgrade for my weapons available at the same time. I can use silver and I can get Julio, or I can get Serenoa, or I can get Anna an upgrade to their weapons and start upgrading their trees down here. And I'm honestly really confused and conflicted about who I want to get the upgrade for. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, because I don't know if I'm going to lose Roland at any point in the game, So I'm kind of hesitant to give him an upgrade more than what he already has. And I'm kind of leaning towards maybe giving it to like Gila, because having Gila have more utility in fights is going to be huge. That's just my own 2 cents on it, and I think that's really where I want to go with it. If I don't do Gila for the upgrade, I was thinking that I would do Frederica. So with you guys here, I am making the decision that I'm actually going to go with Gila. But you can see here that you have a bunch of different sprites. The character models actually change when you do the upgrades, and I'm certain this isn't going to be the last time that I get any of these Medal of Honors or anything like that for upgrading my characters. As you can see, I can also get, like, these are the, so Julio, Narv, and Eames are, I don't want to say optional characters, but they kind of are. So they don't have the same criteria, and they may not even have 3 classes that they can get to, because you can see that they're level 20 before they even get any type of class change. So, yeah, and I personally, I think that Corentin's sprite change is pretty badass. I actually think that's a really cool look for him. But I am going to go with Gila. I'm going to get her upgraded right here. Nice. And
Might I
then,
be of service?
now from here, let's see here. So at level 14, so in 2 levels, she's going to learn Heal what ails you. So that's probably a status effect cure, and then 18 and 22. Okay, cool. All right, looks like everyone has about 3, and that sprite at level 3 looks pretty cool. And then I think I'm actually going to go over here, and I think I'm going to give it to Anna to upgrade her weapon. Yeah, so the resource there is silver. So if we do that, and in, let's see here. Passive increases damage dealt when attacking enemies from behind. That's actually really good. Decreases. Surmount is only 1 ability. Increases speed, increases physical defense. So I'm gonna do damage for her weapon, because I might as well, since I unlocked it. And then we'll kind of let her off the hook there. As far as Gila is concerned, I'm gonna do... So the reason why I'm leaning more into Gila right now is because replaying that Avlora fight showed me that I do not have sufficient healing and sustain for a long, drawn-out battle. And when I was reviewing things, I saw that her weapon upgrade for Gila also increases the HP restore. So that is huge to her heal spells. So I'm actually gonna get that as well. So make sure you read the tooltips. Now, as far as anyone else goes, we have a few more upgrades that I could certainly do. Huette, I do think needs to get another upgrade for her damage to make her a little bit more lethal. And then, let's see here. I've already got his physical strength, his strength there. Corentin, he was getting destroyed. So I think giving him physical defense is a good idea. And then who else can I upgrade? Gila. I was trying to get Frederica something, but it doesn't look like I have enough resources for that. Benedict swings really light, so I kind of want to get him something. But I also don't think that he's, like, he should be attacking. He should be like a follow-up guy, if that makes any sense. I only have 1 upgrade for you. Let's do our luck. Our luck for our main character. We did that, we did that. Let's try... I want to give Julio some more attack. But attack isn't anything if you can't hit. So let's do accuracy. I think that spends everything I've got. Yeah, I because the next upgrades cost a whole boatload more. And you can certainly, you know, tell me I'm doing completely, totally wrong things. But, yeah, I think I'm happy with those upgrades. So that now, Julio's got some good, good benefit as well. Yes. Okay, so let's do the next story position. Having driven back the Frosty army, Serenoa and his companions now search for a way to ensure their survival. Here we go.
I shall see to the wounded.
Yes, please do.
I will help as well. My hawk can assist with clearing the rubble.
My thanks to you both. Your aid is most welcome.
Okay.
I am ready.
You come to say thank you for the weapon?
Go safely, Anna, and give my best to the others.
Oh, did I just upgrade someone who's
Take a
leaving?
risk in entreating a powerful nation for aid. I need you to determine to what extent we can rely on them, if at all.
I just upgrade somebody who's leaving on a secret mission.
I've sent Anna to the holy state of Hyzant.
Yup. Womp womp.
Our alliance may not be what it once was, but we must seek help wherever it may be found.
In a perfect world, we would be able to count on the cooperation of our neighbors here.
Indeed, unity within Glenbrook is of the utmost priority, especially now that we've ensured Prince Roland's safety. And yet, we cannot count on Houses Tellior and Falks to act in our best interests.
No, we can't.
We must prepare ourselves for every contingency.
You are right as always, Benedict. We've taken the first step down our chosen path, but there is no telling what awaits us.
Again, I don't know what would have happened if we set the village on fire.
Do you have a moment, Your Highness?
He's looking at a pillar. Of course he's got a moment.
Oh, it's you. As silly as it may sound, I've never truly understood what it meant to be royalty.
No, I got
Does
that.
my life carry more weight simply because of the blood in my veins? So much so that the lives of others must be sacrificed in my name?
You need not worry about that, Roland.
Lord Wolford speaks true. The scales of conviction guided us, but this decision was ours. We have chosen to walk this path with you.
I was born the second prince. No one expected great things of me.
Until Franny took a blade from Avlora.
And yet, simply because I had the good luck to survive, my very existence now necessitates all these sacrifices.
If I may be so bold, it was not luck, Your Highness.
It was not luck.
We
busted our
protected
butts.
you.
I know this, of course. That's what makes this so hard. You all fought and continue to fight for me. And I can scarcely take care of myself. I need to become stronger. I must. For my own sake, and for yours.
Is Sir Maxwell gonna drag himself out of the river? Oh, completed. Okay, so we just completed a chapter. Okay. Yes? And here we go. Lay it on me,
House
narrator lady.
Wolford prevails against General Avlora's army and drives them out of Glenbrook.
Okay.
Though victorious, Roland sobs quietly, saddened by the sacrifices made in his name. Glenbrook is powerless, but knows they must keep the royal bloodline alive. Thus,
Yep.
the conspiracies and power struggles around the noble blood in Roland's veins continue to stain the land crimson.
Yep. The Weather Vane. Interesting chapter name. Character story. And a side quest. Let's do the character story. Is there anything else? I think that was it. Character story it is. Who are you? Benedict? Oh, do I only get to pick one? Or is there like, there's 9 character stories? Let's start with the one we don't know. Let's see what this is about. This is exciting. Oh, she's the bartender.
What is the realm coming to?
I thought she looked familiar.
Fair maid.
Well, if it isn't Eridor. Have a seat. You've ample choice.
Who are you and what have you done with the barkeep? The one I know ain't prone to melancholy.
She is when word of a fellow barkeep's misfortunes reaches her. It's all in this letter. People are taken to plunder and to survive this war, and my friend's tavern was destroyed beyond repair.
Oh, that sucks.
Here's hoping your fine establishment escapes unscathed.
I can't bear to think of what I'd do without this place.
Don't we take that on the road with us?
My heart goes out to you. As if times weren't hard enough with customers.
I can't think straight for worrying so much. Well, you're a soldier, aren't you? Can't you just go out there and crush your enemies so we can be done with all this?
Yes.
If only it were so easy. What I wouldn't give to wield a flagon every day instead of a blade.
Never took you for the type to make excuses, Eridor.
Eridor is doing everything he can. The realm suffers because of my failings.
Forgive me, Lord Wolfort. It was hardly my intention to blame you. What with things being as they are, I haven't been myself these days. But enough of this. All the moping in the world won't change a thing. It's time for action, my lord. As you can see, I'll have no choice but to shutter my tavern if the war doesn't end. And soon.
Do I get
So
her
let
as a
me join
companion?
you. I think you'll find that pouring
do.
ale isn't the only trick I have up my sleeve. Ah, but where are my manners? Hasabara's the name, my lord.
Hasabara.
At your service. A barkeep I may be, but good drink isn't the only way I know how to heal what ails people.
Oh, so she's another healer.
I can vouch for that, my lord. Hasabara is good to have around in a pinch.
Then I see no reason to refuse. You are most welcome among us.
Ha! Heartening to see you're the decisive type. I won't
Good
let
to
you
know.
down.
And you've made a good decision as well. Couldn't have picked a better lord to serve, I tell you.
Aye. I gathered that the way you're always singing his praises.
Hasabara, okay. Let's see if we get her. Hasabara's after in battle. She's a horseback healer. That's awesome. Heals herself and her allies when performing a follow-up attack. I chose the wrong person to upgrade. Oh man. Alright, well, I'm committed. I'm stuck with it. Right. Let's go down the list. This episode may be a little bit longer.
Once we have stacked those sandbags, we should be well fortified against even the fiercest deluge.
Okay.
Leave it to me. This old wolf has some vim in him yet.
That's an interesting turn.
Phew. Haven't used some of those muscles since before I can remember.
I must say, when I saw the enormity of the task before us, I did not think we would finish in mere bells. I had braced myself for a full day of labor, at the very least.
Yep, Erebor.
Thank Benedict for that. We'd still be searching for weaknesses in our perimeter had he not been guiding us.
Indeed. But let us not understate Eridor's feats of strength.
come now, Eridor. How many times must I tell you to be delicate with the sandbags? We only have so many at hand.
I hear you, I hear you. I'll treat him as delicately as my lady love, in the absence of one.
Now is not the time for jests, Eridor.
I like the
If
camaraderie
you don't want me
between the two of them.
complaining and you don't want me jesting, then I guess I'll just shut my mouth.
To hear them trading barbs like children, you would never think they work so well together.
Wisdom and strength. Two pillars that keep House Wolfort standing strong.
Wisdom, eh? He wasn't always that way. Took him plenty of failing to get where he is now.
Failure is the best teacher.
I find that difficult to believe.
Is there something you wish to share with us, Eridor?
Might be. Maybe you've forgotten the folly of 20 years past, but my mind is a steel trap. And what's our task for today?
We are to deliver this message to Lady Destra with all haste.
A young Benedict without
Seems
glasses.
simple enough. Send a bird.
I would not trust a bird in this rain. A horse would be more reliable, and swifter besides.
Is that so? I respectfully disagree, my friend. Either way, I'm not going to be the one nursing you back to health if you catch the chills.
Shall we make it a wager, then? Send a bird, and we shall see who reaches Lady Destra first. You had best hurry.
What? Benedict. Off he goes. Well then, where are those damned hawks? As I recall, Benedict arrived at around the same time as the hawk. If it were a sunny day, he might have won.
Ah, the folly of youth. Many of our best days were spent in Lord Simon's. We made many such wagers, in an attempt to get into Lord Simon and Lady Destra's good graces.
I remember when...
I believe we have had enough reminiscing for one day, Eridor.
Don't be such a harsh taskmaster, Benedict. Where's the harm in a story?
Where is...
Ask me that again when the floodwaters break through our meager fortifications. There is much to do and little time to do it. Wouldn't you agree, Anna?
Me?
Old friends or old enemies? Sometimes it is hard to tell with those two.
Whatever the case, our work's done for the day. And there's nothing like a hard drink after hard labor.
And we've
you two care to
recruited the
join me?
bartender.
I would love to. Please, regale me with more tales of your youth.
I see no harm in one drink.
Let's be off then.
Oh dear.
Shall we invite Benedict along?
You'd only be wasting your breath.
Now that you mention it, I do not believe I have ever seen you two sharing drinks.
Spirits cloud the mind, so I rarely drink. When I do partake, however, I prefer to do so in quiet. I fear Eridor would only spoil that.
Well, yep. That's a thing right there. Next. Serenoa hearing the plights of his people.
Lord Serenoa never ceases to amaze me. Despite all the hours he dedicates to his duties, he looks none the worse for wear.
Even so, I am certain it takes its toll on him. He wants to set an example for his people and those who serve him, and wishes not to worry them over his condition. Excuse me, Serenoa, but is there anything I could do to help?
Frederica, my apologies for the delay. The citizen's petition will require a bit more time, so why don't you and Gila return home ahead of me?
I see. If you insist.
Oh dear.
But please do not push yourself too hard, Serenoa.
I shan't. Thank you, Frederica.
Of course.
And off they go, while Serenoa does his duties.
Is something the matter? It's rare of you to sigh like that.
Did I? Oh my.
It looks like something's troubling you. If you wish to talk about it, I am happy to lend an ear.
Yes. She
Well,
wants
to
to
be
be of use.
perfectly honest, I sometimes wonder if I can go on like this.
Are things not going well with Lord Serenoa?
No! Serenoa is as kind and gentle as ever. It is my own self I have doubts about.
Yep. She's wondering if she's of use.
I cannot help but wonder if I am truly of any use to him.
Yep, that's unfortunate that I could guess that. And if I can guess that, I'm sure
Since
a lot.
Lord Serenoa is always working so hard, why not give him a tonic to boost his vitality?
Oh my gosh.
I purchased one from a merchant not long ago. It should chase all his fatigue away.
A good idea to be sure, but the fact remains it is not me myself that is serving him.
Then how about preparing a meal for him? Something nutritious to fill him with vim
That's a
and
nice
vigor.
idea.
Me?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
certain he would be delighted by anything that you make.
But I've never cooked before. I doubt anything I make would suffice.
You won't
Well, you
know
can always
until
try
you
and figure it out.
Besides, what matters isn't the result, but the feeling behind it.
Yes, the feeling of the dish. And that's one thing. Like, my big problem is I
Use
will
this
try
cookbook.
things and just go
I'm sure
at
you
it
will find a
and
recipe
not
or
think
two
it
to your
through.
liking.
And it usually works out okay. It's palatable for cooking. Sometimes it's like, oh no, this is just a one and done kind of thing. And then I'm eating like, I don't know, that for the rest of the week. And my wife is like, this is kind of gross. And I'm like, you don't have to eat any more of it. Other times she asks me to make the dishes over and over again. And my problem with just going at it is I don't write anything down. So I don't know how I did it. So every time I make it, it's different. And sometimes it goes the same, sometimes it goes awful. I don't know if you have that same problem, but that's just me.
Thank you, Gila. Now then, which of these would Serenoa enjoy?
So yeah, that's my own little amusement about my cooking. Alright, well I think I'm going to call this episode here. We have 6 more character stories to go through, and then we have the main quest story to pick up again. Busy Gamer Dad, like I said, this was just a little bit of a plot filler, dialogue, narrative entry into our gameplay for Triangle Strategy. Thank you so much for coming along on the journey with me. Like, comment, subscribe if you feel so inclined, and we'll catch you in the next one. Later.